The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? Welcome. I'm glad you're here. We've got, as always, your boy CLE. Glad you're joining us.
Hey,
what's up, man?
What's up, everybody?
So as you can see, we got some new graphics and everything's good. So we're going to run through it here a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't have as much time as I would like because I'm going to be calling the Fall Circuit Grand Final with Paul Spohr over on Twitch, MLB The Show. So that'll be a little bit later today. All right, CLE, so here we go. We each decided 3 storylines that we're keeping an eye on for this, what? Are we in week 4?
Week 4 and on, baby. Week 4 and on.
All right, so for me, injured stars. There are injured stars all over the place. Alvin Kamara was out. That game is already underway in London. The bye weeks are coming. Make sure that you're ready, and because the bye weeks are right around the corner. And then QBs to stream. There's some QBs that have some difficult matchups, maybe some underperforming ones. We've got some QBs that might be able to help you out. What about you, CLE?
Oh, man. I like those. So for me, it's getting to be about that time, boys. The weather's turning. Pumpkin spice is everywhere. It's cuffing season, baby.
Cuff your chick.
Get into that. We gonna get into that a little bit, but it's a good time to be thinking about maybe some injury-prone running backs and what you can do to kind of take advantage of that.
I like that.
Next, we're gonna be talking about the Dallas duo. Now, there's a lot of talk going around, especially in fantasy. Who do you start, Zeke or Tony Pollard? We got the answer here for you.
I like it.
And lastly, don't sleep on me, okay? Now, there's some guys who maybe haven't been doing as hot. There's some guys who maybe you picked in some higher rounds. You're thinking, or some lower rounds. You're thinking, where have these guys been?
Yeah.
Don't sleep on them, all right?
I like it.
Come in.
All right, so we also thought we would give you, I mean, look, if there's guys that are in every lineup if you have them, but what about some guys that are a little bit below the radar? We each came up with a lineup of players outside the top 20, either on ESPN leagues or Yahoo leagues, and maybe these guys can help you if you're in a pinch, if you've got a lineup decision. So let's run through that here real quick, all right? At quarterback, I like Marcus Mariota. I mean, he has been pretty good, really good. For the Atlanta Falcons, very sneaky. And the thing that makes him an exceptional fantasy quarterback is his ability to run the ball. He's 13th in quarterback in fantasy points. He's got 3 touchdowns. He's run for 2 more so far in weeks 1 through 3. And he's definitely a streaming option taking on your Cleveland Browns that has allowed CLE the 10th most quarterbacks in fantasy. Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne, I think you're going to start to see him get more of a target share, more of a carry share there in Jacksonville. I like Tyler Lockett. Yes, Geno Smith, not great. I get it. But Geno Smith does have a pair of top 15 fantasy outings. He's facing a Detroit defense that has allowed the 2nd most quarterback fantasy points right now in the NFL. So maybe that can translate to a good day for Tyler Lockett. And then lastly, for me, CLE, 2 wide receivers, Joshua Palmer, Romeo Doubs.
Okay.
Romeo Doubs is going to emerge, I think, as that number 1 receiver in Green Bay. And Joshua Palmer, remember, Keenan Allen is out. going back to the injured stars storyline. So give me Romeo Doubs against a very bad Texans team.
See, and I like ROFLO's lineup. And can I just say, one of the receivers that I have on my lineup right now just scored a touchdown.
Who do you got? Chris Olave?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So let's run through this list real quick. So first, Trevor Lawrence. And you're thinking, Trevor Lawrence? That dude was freaking terrible last year. And you wouldn't be wrong, okay? But with a new coaching staff, with a new look, with a new outlook on everything, with a new energy, this man has 6 touchdowns to 1 interception so far this year, and he's got the Jaguars on offense looking really good.
Yeah.
Next, we got Mr. Patterson himself. Now, I hate to say this, just like ROFLO said with Mariota, it's the same thing with the run game. We're not very good, and the defensive line is completely out. Myles Garrett gone. Bryant gone. Clowney gone. So we have 1 starter on our defensive line today. Look for Patterson to maybe have a game today.
Yeah.
Next is Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is I think he's going to end up taking over that starting spot here soon. They drafted him for a reason.
Yeah.
He was very involved, against the Browns. He's been involved in some of these weeks. I think it's a good pick. Obviously, Chris Olave, who just scored. So, I mean, do I even have to explain, boys? Just believe in me, okay? Next, we have Jerry Judy. He has had 1 good week since Russ has been there. Russ hasn't really cooked anything up for him. So, I think that ship, and that's going to be something with one of those. I know a lot of you guys said you drafted him. That's going to be one of those, just stay strong with him. Just stay strong, like one of our storylines right there. Just believe in it, okay? Next is going to be Garrett Wilson. I don't know what's going on with these Jets, but they're actually somewhat moving the ball.
Zach Wilson comes back.
And Zach is coming back, and from all the reports, they had a really good report at the beginning of the year when they were doing training camp and everything. So it's one of those things where, we're going to see what happens, but Garrett Wilson has been absolutely on fire, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon with a quarterback that they think is better than Joe Flacco anyways. Then we've got Gerald Everett. This is I think this is going to be a good tight end play. He's probably going to be taken in some leagues and then not in other leagues. He's probably more of like a 50-50 guy. So it's one of those things where you want to check to see if he's available for you guys. If he is, go ahead. I would scoop him up at that point. Even if he's just a backup at this point, I think he's a good flex or good streaming option. And then the defense is going to be the Bears, boys. I'm using the Bears this week. And I have the 49ers defense who has been like one of the top 3 defenses in fantasy this year so far. I have the 49ers defense, but they are going up against the Rams, and for some reason, I just have a feeling that game is not going to go how everybody thinks it is. It's like a defensive struggle for some reason. So I don't want to play the 49ers.
Yeah.
And I see the Bears are playing the Giants let's just be honest. I'm not a believer in Daniel Jones, and if all you got to do is worry about Barkley, it makes it a lot easier. So we'll see what happens with that.
All right, so let's fire off some questions. If you got some questions, you got some comments, you have your own thoughts, be sure to put them there in the chat, and we can get to them. Let me give you a couple of other guys that, might be flying a little bit below the radar, could be available in your leagues. I will tell you that the Commanders are expected to activate Brian Robinson. Now, who is Brian Robinson, you ask? Well, he's the running back that, remember, he got shot right late in the preseason, and he is. The Commanders think a lot of him, and I think he's going to have a role. So if you have room on your bench, this might be might be the day where you pick him up, stash him. Maybe you have an IR spot according to your league settings. That's the league. That's what's in play for me. I have him on my injured reserve with the hopes that he could be a guy that emerges as a RB1 or an RB2.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to go back to one of my storylines here real quick. So the duo in Dallas, I'm going to be honest, I'm sorry to all the Zeke owners out there who are going to hate me for saying this, but I think Zeke's time is running short in Dallas, to be honest.
Yeah.
Pollard has been running they've literally been splitting carries when it comes to actual carries themselves, and Pollard has been getting almost all of the passing game work. It's one of those things where when you're splitting carries and then the other person is getting all of the passing work,
right?
It's kind of like the writing is on the wall, where they might be leaning away towards Zeke, especially because now he's getting towards the end of his contract. They might be leaning a little bit away towards Zeke, and they might be leaning a little bit more towards Pollard. Pollard's got a little bit more explosiveness. He's fresh from not having to start these last couple of years. It's one of those things where I have Pollard. I'm starting him. A lot of the guys that I watch for fantasy, they all are high on Pollard over Zeke. If you're in between those guys, I would go Pollard at this point.
Yeah, there was someone in the chat asking about weather. I know the weather could be an issue in both the Jags-Eagles game and the Bills-Ravens game. Baltimore, they're said to be dealing with 15 to 20 mile per hour winds. Look,
I don't think it's going to be bothering them that much.
If you have Josh Allen or if you have Lamar Jackson, you're certainly not taking them out. Might that affect some other pass catchers? Look, if I have Mark Andrews or I had Lamar Jackson or if I have Stephon Diggs or Josh Allen, you got to start them. So don't get too cute there. Let's run through a couple of other question here.
Just to go off of that, boys.
Yeah.
Just to give you guys an idea, Mitchell Trubisky and Jacoby Brissett were able to throw the ball pretty dang well on that Thursday night game last week in 20 to 25 mile an hour winds. So if they're able to do it, I promise you strong arm Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are going to be able to do some things in that weather. Now, I don't know Jacksonville's a different story.
Right.
I don't know.
Nick asking Christian Kirk, Rashad Penny, or Devontae Smith. I'm assuming this is for a flex position.
I don't even see the question, honestly.
Yeah, I would go. Oof. I like Devontae Smith. I mean, he laid an egg in the opener, but he's been really good for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, so I might go Devontae Smith. I'd rank him this way: Devontae Smith, Christian Kirk, and Rashad Penny. That's the ranking from me. What about you?
I'm not even gonna lie. This is gonna be a quick one because whatever ROFLO just said, I 100% agree with.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, yes, you mentioned Cordell Patterson. You had him in your lineup. Remember, he's a game-time decision, so be careful.
They said he's leaning towards starting, which is why I have him.
Yes,
there.
so definitely just monitor that and follow, Schefter and Rappaport and all those guys as you get ready to set your lineup. Joe brings up a good point. He likes Christian Kirk because the Eagles do have some injury issues in their secondary. So that's something that is a point in his favor.
We'll see how it plays out, but the Eagles' defense as a unit has been very good so far.
Yeah. Sean Devon's asking, Jonathan Taylor has been rough. Need a good second RB that's a sleeper. Who do you suggest? Now, someone below him mentioned Khalil Herbert, who, of course, is getting the start today because David Montgomery, one of the injured stars, quote unquote. I mean, he's an RB2, not really an injured star, but he's going to be back. I'll go back to Brian Robinson Jr. I mean, this is a guy with potentially that could be an RB2. Do you have a running back, Clee, that could fit the bill?
This is what we were talking about with cuffing season, boys. We're looking for these running back. Running back has been bleak this year. Let's be honest. Jonathan Taylor has been a disappointment, and I think that's more on Matt Ryan and that passing game than anything else. But that, we'll get on that in another time. The thing that's going on right now is cuffing season, baby. Who's already got injury concerns right now? Christian McCaffrey, ring a bell?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, make sure you go pick up Chuba Hubbard then. All right, because more likely than not, that man's going to be able to start a couple weeks for you at some point this season.
Right.
Same thing with Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's already had a little bit of he was already hurt a little bit after the last game. Madison is a good pickup, coming from a guy who's had him for the last 2 years. Who is that running back right there?
Yeah.
He's been able to get me 4 to 5 weeks a season.
And you know what? Going back to your Pollard Zeke conversation, the running back position has been so weird this season. I'm of the belief that if you got Tony Pollard as a cuffing scenario, I would start them both. Depending on what other things you have, because the running back position has been a disaster for most everyone. Consider this: Mark Andrews, if he was a running back with this point total that he has as a tight end, he would be the third. I believe I read somewhere that the third or the fourth highest scoring running back in fantasy football. It has just been a struggle for fantasy running backs all season.
It is out there. I mean, the big names aren't doing what they're normally doing. Jonathan.
Yeah.
You know who's been the biggest surprise, especially with their partner coming back. Essentially, Nick Chubb is getting over 100 yards a game right now.
Yeah.
And he's splitting carries with Kareem Hunt. Think about that. They're both two of the most viable running back fantasy options, and they're on the same team.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Let me throw this scenario out at you, and it's one, I'm being selfish here, it's one I'm dealing with, okay? Basically, the question here, Clee, do you believe that the Packer passing game can accommodate two players, Lazard and Romeo Doubs, who I had on my picks, guys under the radar? Yeah, so which one are you starting? Are you going Lazard? Are you going Romeo Doubs? Or would you like to put in Joshua Palmer in there somewhere? What do you think?
How many weeks do we give Lazard is the question, before we realize that's probably not going to happen?
I don't know.
I'm starting to believe that that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, it's either going to be there or it's not. Like, he's either going to trust you or he's not. He's been throwing to Randall Cobb more than anybody else, to be honest. So,
Well, Doubs had I've got the numbers here. He had, I believe, he led the team in targets last week.
Lazard did?
No. Romeo Doubs, the rookie.
Romeo Doubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
give me some more info. On
shoot, I don't have it in front of me.
That's all right. How many times did he get targeted last week?
I believe he had 12 targets.
What?
Yeah. I mean, he was on that first drive, especially. He was targeted very heavily. So.
Let me look at this real quick. Let's go to another one real quick, and let's come back to this.
Okay.
Let's come back to the Packers situation here.
All right,
let's
what about this one? Chris, okay, let's go through. Here's two quick ones. Matt McGill asking, Khalil Herbert or Cordero Patterson? I would go with Herbert, considering the Patterson situation. What about you?
Well, they just came out and said Falcons Patterson plans to play. Yeah, so I'm going to go, honestly, I'm going to go Patterson. I know how bad the Browns defense can be in the run game right now, and I have a feeling it's going to be that bad. So
okay. In the flex, Chris Ricks asking Devontae Smith, Tyler Lockett, or Tony Pollard. I like Pollard. I like having a viable running back in the flex, but that's just me.
What is it? Who are the Eagles playing again this week?
Eagles are playing the Jags.
The Jags. God, I think that both teams are going to score because they're going to feel like they have to. I don't know. I mean, other than the first week, Devontae Smith's been really good. I mean, him and A.J. Brown have been killing it. I think you go Devontae Smith again.
Yeah.
If it's PPR, Devontae Smith. If it's non-PPR, Pollard.
If I'm ranking them, I would go. I would go Pollard, Kirk, and then Smith. That's the order I would go.
Okay, I like that. And just
here's and our good buddy B. Ryder with this stat on Romeo Doubs. He's been targeted on 23% of his routes. That leads the Packers so far.
I literally was just looking at this. He's leading the team in targets, in routes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah. If I'm taking, that was a hell of a call right there, ROFLO.
So basically,
can we give ROFLO his flowers real quick?
Basically, the question is then, do you like Alan Lazard or Joshua Palmer with Keenan Allen being out?
I like Palmer more than Lazard. Lazard is literally, he's fifth on the team in targets. Robert Tonyan, Aaron Jones, and so both running backs, the tight end and Doubs, all get targeted more than him. And Watkins was getting targeted more than him before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And Randall Cobb is one target off of him.
Okay.
The same amount of catches. So
all right. Very good. Once again, you're looking at the picks of players that we thought are worth considering. Players that are under the radar, players that are outside the top 20, not your obvious choice. Maybe you use them for daily fantasy purposes. Maybe you use them for guys you want to keep an eye on right there.
And,
Let's see if we can run through.
Guys, let's do this too first. Can we just get some love in the chat for these awesome graphics that ROFLO was able to muster up here for us?
Yeah, that's our good buddy Louie. So shout out to Louie for coming up with the graphics.
Shout out to Louie, man. These graphics have been insane. Let us know how you guys like them in the chat. And then secondly, let's get one more of these. Let's get one or two more of these pick'ems, and then one or two more of these questions, and then let's get to our pick'em because we do not want to keep ROFLO from being able to call the Fall Circuit Final today.
Okay, here's one for you. Jeremy Purvis asking Hawkinson or Ertz at tight end. I like T.J. Hawkinson. I also like Jared Goff as a sneaky daily fantasy play, or even season long, or a QB streamer if that's the route you want to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I like Hawkinson too. I don't know what it is with that Detroit offense, but they're moving. They are moving. So I would do that. And then Matt keeps saying anyone needing a tight end, Conklin. That's not a bad call.
Yep. That's a good call.
And then I think Spencer's got a question there. He's saying Hunt, Hall, or Pollard at the flex.
Ooh, I'll let you have that one.
Oof. Oh, man. I'm not going to lie. That's tough.
That is a very tough one, Spencer.
I don't think you go wrong. So let me say this first before anybody rips my head off. I think if you're deciding between those three, you're not going to go wrong either way. But having said that, the offense for the Browns has to score today because with how many injuries the defense is dealing with, and they already haven't been playing that great, I think the offense is going to have to move the ball. So if it's me, and I know I have Breece Hall in my fantasy lineup, I can't believe I'm going Hunt, Pollard, Hall.
I think that's a correct way to rank them. So I like that as well. Hey, and talking about the Detroit Lions situation, we mentioned Goff, we mentioned Hawkinson. I'm on St. Brown, who could be one of your MVPs thus far to start the season as far as fantasy football goes. He is out. He is out today, so he is not going to be in your lineup. So as B. Ryder mentions, Detroit is down 2 wide receivers, so maybe Hawkinson gets a few more looks than normal.
He probably does, honestly, and like I said, I think that's the good play for this week for sure.
Okay, so do you want to? Let's do one more, and then we'll get to the picks. Hi, Jenny. Thanks for being a supporter. Let's see. Chris Ricks asking, what about Russell Gage since Tampa has receiver issues? I do know Mike Evans is back. Godwin continues to work his way back. Julio Jones, I don't know if Julio Jones is playing. I think he's out. So it just depends on how desperate you are.
I'm going to be honest with you guys, and this is coming from somebody who has Tom Brady on his team. I don't trust that offense at all until I can see that the line can block for more than 2 seconds at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Until I see that, I don't have any faith in that offense moving the ball as consistently as they have the last few years. So I'm still in a wait-and-see mode with that. I do think it's going to come together at some point, but it hasn't come together yet. And I'm not risking a fantasy week anymore at this point in week 4, week 5, getting into these weeks now at this point.
Yeah.
Now it's getting to the point where I can't take a risk like that anymore. So until I see it with my own eyes, which means, you might lose some fantasy points that week that they go off. But until I see it with my own eyes, I can't trust it at this point.
All right. Okay. Good call. All right. So let's get to the picks. We're going to show you what our record is through the 2 weeks. Remember, we missed week 1 because I was out of town. So these are the picks and the record and the totals for weeks 2 and 3. So far, I'm 18-12. So far, CLE is 15-15. All right. So why don't we?
Not a good look for your boy, man. Not a good look for the brand, chat.
All right. So you got the games in front of you? You want me to?
Yes, I do. I'll read them off to you right now.
Sounds good.
All right. So we're gonna have to skip Saints Vikings.
Yep.
So we'll go Seahawks Lions.
Where's the game at?
It is in Detroit.
I'll take the Lions.
You got the Lions.
By the way, I think that game's going to be high scoring.
It has to be, I think. Jets Steelers.
Ooh. I'll take the Steelers.
ROFLO.
I know.
He hates the Browns, man. I'm telling y'all right now, he hates the Browns.
No.
Let's go Bears Giants.
Ugh. God, this is bad. These are 2 bad offenses. I'll go with the Giants at home.
He's going with the Giants at home, boys. Let's go Titans Colts in Indianapolis.
Give me the... Damn, Indianapolis is a 3.5-point favorite. I'll go with the Colts.
All right. Colts. All right. Chargers at your Texans.
Chargers.
He just goes right away. I love it. Browns at Falcons.
Browns at Falcons. Ooh. Dang. What do you think? Can your Browns get a win on the road?
Listen, I think our offense is better than theirs. So
All right. I'll go with the Browns. Go with the Browns.
I should have told him to go Falcons so I could try to get a game up on him. Let's go Commanders, Cowboys in Dallas.
I'll go Cowboys.
Yeah. Man, Wentz looked terrible last week.
Yeah.
Jaguars, Eagles in Philly.
I'll go Eagles.
All right, we've got Bills, Ravens in Baltimore.
Whew, gosh darn it, that's tough.
That's a game. Yeah. That's a game.
I'm surprised the Bills are favored by 3 on the road. I'm going to go Bills. I'll go Bills.
Okay. If I can type. All right, Cardinals, Panthers in Carolina.
I'll go. Golly, these are two bad football teams right now.
This could go either way too, honestly.
I'm gonna go. Do I trust the Cardinals? I mean, the Cardinals got to get it going sooner or later. Kyler Murray isn't. Kyler Murray's not even running the ball. I mean, and that applies to his fantasy disappointment. I'll go the Cardinals. I'll go the Cardinals on the road.
Close your ears. Close your ears. He's so overrated. He's so overrated. All right, Cardinals. Let's see here. We've got Broncos, Raiders in Raider country.
Broncos, Raiders. God, the Broncos. How are the Broncos 2-1? They stink.
I don't know. They're
Give
bad.
me the Raiders. The Raiders going to have to snap out of it. They got to get a win. They're at home. They are favored. I'll go with the Raiders.
All right. I like that. At the mothership. All right, we got Patriots, Packers.
Packers.
In Green Bay.
Mac Jones is out.
Hoyer is in.
Yeah, no. Give me the Packers.
And then we got Chiefs, Bucks in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'll go Bucks.
Okay, he's got Bucks, and then we've got Rams, Niners at San Francisco.
Jimmy Garoppolo looked terrible last week. I'll go with the Rams. Damn.
All right.
I don't really want to go with the Rams, but whatever.
I mean, sometimes you got to make those decisions.
Yep.
All right, let's see what we got here, boys. All right, so Seahawks, Lions. I really want to believe in Geno, but I'm going Lions. Jets, Steelers. I got to go Jets. Bears, Giants. Dude, I think the Bears win this game. They've been winning for some reason. I can't explain it, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Titans, Colts. Colts have to get off the schneid. Let's go Colts.
Okay.
Chargers, Texans. I'm going to go Chargers, unfortunately, for the Texans. Browns, Falcons. Browns. We're going to go Commanders, Cowboys. I'm going to go Commanders solely because of the Cowboys defense.
Okay.
Or, I mean Cowboys solely because of the Commanders defense. We're going to go Jaguars, Eagles. I'm going to go Jags in an upset. Try something here. Bills, Ravens. I'm gonna go Bills. Cardinals, Panthers. I'm gonna go Panthers on this one. I feel like Baker has a day today. Don't quote me on that though. Okay. Broncos, Raiders. I just said Jerry Judy's gonna start cooking, so let's go Broncos. Let's go Man, I don't know. That's gonna pain me. Patriots, Packers. Yeah, Packers. Chiefs, Bucks. I'm going to go Chiefs. And then Rams, Niners. I'm going to go Rams as well.
Okay. Very good. That's going to do it. Hi, Liam. How you doing? Hey, we'll be back next Sunday. We're aiming to get started, usually around 10:30 Eastern. So, shout out to CLE. Enjoy your football Sunday, man. We'll talk soon.
I am going to try if the Browns win. That's going to be good enough for me. I'm hoping what we all need to hope for right now before ROFLO gets off here, and I know he has to get off. Let's all just hope for a ROFLO dub in fantasy this week.
There we go. Absolutely. 0-3, man. It's got to start today.
Here it goes, man.
Enjoy your football Sunday. Remember, we'll be back next Sunday. So get those, make sure your lineups are in. Make sure all your players are healthy and ready to go. And we'll see you next Sunday. Have a good one. See you, Derek.
Have a good one, everybody. Peace.